Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be reviewing another random thing I bought off AliExpress. But let's get this out of the packaging real fast. It shouldn't be that hard, just gotta cut this top part. And you can kind of see it already. This guy, which actually seems to be from the same brand as some other figures I got in, so you kind of can see the tag for it. Sorry if it's a bit loud, but this thing is smaller and heavier than I was expecting it to be. But yeah, you can kind of see it in the packaging right now. But this is a bootleg of another figure. But I think this might, in my personal opinion, I think I actually prefer this over the original figure because of one thing, and we'll get to that in a second once I can get this out. But as you can see, it's listed as Imperial crocodile for some reason, which is definitely not what it is. But as soon as we get out, first you can see that Animal Kingdom, which I've reviewed some other figures, and I'll compare it to that in a minute. I don't know this is like what brand this Animal Kingdom is, but here is the actual figure. And let me fix the lighting real fast. Okay, now that you can see the lighting is fixed, you can see that I bought a bootleg of the Safari Limited sarcosuchus figure. Now, there is a reason why I actually think I prefer this over the original figure. And we'll get to that after, once we get into the review a little bit further. I just lower my camera real fast and get a little bit more of a flat view. Let's take a close at the head first. Looks pretty good. Sloppy teeth, though. And the head is actually kind of small. I think it might be smaller than it should be, though I could be wrong about that. Anyways, moving down, I actually have some pretty good detailing since, again, this is a bootleg of the Safari figure. Which, again, my camera just for some reason does not want to focus, but there you go. And then go down to the more osteoderms, more scoots. Top you have the scoots that kind of sarcosuchus is kind of known for. This side, also can see it. And then on the belly, no markings or anything. Again, branding, doesn't really have one, but I guess Animal Kingdom. I don't know much about this company except that I've gotten a lot of these figures and they sell on AliExpress. But yeah, there is one thing about this figure which I actually kind of saw about it, and I like it more than the Safari figure because of this. And that is the jaw, which is articulated. It doesn't articulate that much, only a little bit. But the fact that the jaw articulates at all, I think makes me prefer it slightly over the Safari one. Of course, the paint job is not as good, though. It actually looks better than in the listings. Besides actually the teeth, which I think I could probably fix that up if I get some brown paint. It actually is painted pretty decently. And yeah, I actually truly do enjoy this figure. I'm gonna get my camera to focus, but yeah, it's actually pretty nice. It is, again, smaller than I was expecting this figure to actually be quite big, because the listings, at least especially in the head, made it look really big. But again, it's not that big, but it is really heavy. There's a good top view of the figure. I can go. Again, my camera's really weird and just does not want to focus for some reason. Put my hand behind it. Yeah, really weird. Anyways, yeah, you can see. Now for actually measuring this figure. Let me get my tape measure. This measures in at actually about 10 inches, which is a pretty good length. And then in height at the hip is like 2.5. And at the top of the head, I'd say just under 2. And yeah, now let's actually compare this to some things. Now, here are some more Animal Kingdom figures, which these are all bootlegs of other figures. These are all, I believe these are all from the same company. I can't remember what the company's name is. If I remember what it is, I will put it in the video, but I don't think I remember what the company name is. But anyways, we also have the Sarcosuchus, which the thing is with these actually look pretty much identical to the original figures. But anyways, yeah, these look pretty much identical to the original figures, but the Sarcosuchus actually has a color change. It's much darker than the original Safari figure, and I don't have it to compare it, but yeah, much darker than that. So that's pretty interesting. And yeah, generally, these are actually some pretty cool figures, even though they are bootlegs, but yeah. Animal Kingdom, I probably will get more of these in the future because I don't know why, I just like buying stuff off AliExpress, and I see figures every once in a while. But yeah, they have a lot of Cambrian, they have a lot of more obscure animals, and usually, oddly enough, they actually had like all these creatures listed as exactly what they were, except for the Sarcosuchus, which was listed as an Imperial crocodile, and if I can find the listing, I'll put it up on the screen or something, or put it in the description. But they had some other figures that they also bootlegged, but this was the only one that I found really interesting. So, yeah. But generally, just compare them to them. Let me just do a size comparison. Here is the Eurypterid, which is not Pterygotus, but I'm going to refer to it as Pterygotus. I can't remember what type of Eurypterid it is. We have the Kepalespis, which I'm going to move these closer again. Sorry about that. Yeah, there you go. There's it compared to Kepalespis. Compared to the Camarasaurus figure. compared to a Anomalocaris figure. And last but not least, here's it compared to the Coolosuchus figure. Honestly, I think it would be actually kind of interesting if Coolosuchus had an articulated jaw, though. At the same time, I don't know if there's a good way to do it without making it look weird. But weirdly enough, this Coolosuchus figure looks identical, like literally identical, to the Collected Coolosuchus figure. So it's kind of interesting that this is like the only one that is really different. And I believe they actually have a some sort of Titanosaur, which actually I can't tell if that's a bootleg of anything. And again, just some other figures. If you see any other ones that are probably from this company you think would be interesting for me to review, comment down below. But I do want to compare this to a few other things, since of course this is a Sarco, and we like to compare Sarcosuchus to quite a few things. So first, here's it compared to the G.I. Joe alligator figure, which absolutely, actually, this compares way better. Anyways, yeah, quite a bit shorter than it. Then again, we have, let's see, we have the Jurassic World Epic Attack Gryphosuchus, which, if we can just balance this figure up here, yeah. Also, quite a bit longer than it. So, yeah. Then, let me get the Mattel Rheosuchus, which is actually smaller than it. Quite a bit, decently, actually. Pretty small. Or at least, we're actually pretty much the same size, actually. Actually, this guy's a little bit taller. But the Sarco is much longer and quite a bit heavier. Then, we have this Dachosaurus figure from Mattel. Epic Evolution, I believe it was as well. But yeah, also quite a bit shorter. But otherwise, it's similar in size. Okay, I accidentally fell over. Anyways, we have the Mattel Caprosuchus, which pairs up with pretty nicely. Again, quite a bit bigger, actually. Like, pretty much the exact same height. Pretty much the Caprosuchus figure is like the exact same hip height as this thing. And head height slightly higher, but quite a bit longer. Then we have the Mattel human figure and raptor. Again, this is smaller. There actually is two species of Sarcosuchus, and I believe the South American species is smaller than the African species. So perhaps this could represent the South American species of Sarcosuchus, though even then I think it might be a bit small. Oops, sorry for knocking those guys over again. Anyways, but yeah, even then I don't see really good estimates for the South American species of Sarcosuchus. And the reason why I think these actually might be listed as an Imperial crocodile is because I believe the African species of Sarcosuchus is Sarcosuchus imperator or something similar to that. So that's probably where they took the Imperial crocodile from, but not quite. That's not quite what it is. But we do have a few things I'd like to compare it to. Here is the Carnegie Collection Mosasaurus. So, again, not going to really balance. Oh, it actually does balance. Quite a bit smaller, actually. Then we have two more that I think you guys are really going to like. So, of course, we have the Mattel Sarcosuchus, since it's the only other Sarcosuchus figure I have had, at least prior to this, which absolutely dwarfs this newer figure. So, yeah. And then, last but not least, here's a custom Dinosuchus that I made, which is way oversized. I have an issue with oversizing things when I make them. Completely and utterly massive compared to it. Makes it look completely tiny compared to it. So, yeah. Now, I do have a question for you guys. I have debated doing this since I bought this. I've been debating if I want to do this with it or not. But I've considered to customize this figure into the Dino Deck Sarcosuchus, which would make me have to give it these stupid spines out of its back. Perhaps I can make like a new back piece that fits on top of here so I can replace it or not. But I would still have to repaint this figure, and I don't know if I want to completely repaint this figure or not. But if you think you'd be interested in me like customizing this into the Dino Deck Sarcosuchus, comment down below and maybe I'll actually consider doing it. So, yeah. Generally, actually, I kind of want to repaint a lot of figures as Dino Kids dinosaurs. So if you see any figures on like AliExpress or like a reasonable price that you think would make a good custom into a Dino Kids dinosaur, comment it down below for I can maybe look into doing that sometime. But anyways, now for my final thoughts on this figure. So, yeah, for my final thoughts on this figure, it's really nice. And, if you would like a decent Sarcosuchus figure and you're not a fan of the Safari one because it has no jaw articulation, I definitely recommend picking it up. Or even if you just want a good Sarcosuchus to repaint. Also, again, definitely would recommend picking this guy up. I don't think this guy actually costs too much, but I'll put a link in the description. I can't remember exactly how much I paid for it. But, yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!